What's going on, you guys? Coaster here, just talking about the game from Thursday. I know it's been some time. You might be seeing this on a Saturday by the time I put this online. Raiders got a big win. All right, very, very big win. I will say that in short. There's still a lot of things to be said. So, because this is a winning video, I'll talk about the few things that I didn't like. First and foremost, I did not like the conservative play calling. I thought there was still that lack of killer instinct and not putting a team away when you needed to. And then that really just made the game a lot closer than it should have been. I thought the Raiders dominated this game without it showing on the scoreboard. So, yeah, a little bit of conservative, predictable play calling. That's classic Gruden, seeing that time and time again where they sat on it with a lead that wasn't really big. Second, I didn't like the discipline. Penalties spoke for themselves. That's been a thing that's been reoccurring. I mean, it's amazing to think there could have been 5 interceptions by one player, and there were 2 that were waved off because of a flag. So, yeah, discipline, penalties, they overcame a lot of that. That was it, 4 offside calls on Cleveland Farrell or something like that. Yuck. But a lot more positives of this game, and first and foremost, that goes to the defense. The defense really kicked ass. I thought for 3 quarters, and they didn't play this half-assed game near the end, thank goodness. They had the one drive they gave up when they had to, but for the most part, the defense is the reason why they won this game. That's the only reason why it was close. Like, Phillip Rivers, you could tell he was uncomfortable. They got pass rush on him. When Farrell was not committing flags, you saw that there was pressure, and the pressure allowed some picks. I mean, some of those picks by Phillip Rivers, like, you or I could have caught the ball. Eric Harris was in the right place, right time for some of those, but wow. Really dumb decisions by Phillip Rivers, and you could say there was miscommunication. That is credit to the defense where it's due. Now, does that mean this defense is back? No, I'm not going to say that. The Chargers, if anyone wasn't already paying attention, the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator in the middle of the year. They're going through their own issues, and maybe this was a one-game fluke, but now that you're seeing pieces, you're seeing glimpses of where this defense can look good. You just wish the team could put it together for a full game. We haven't seen a complete game yet. Yeah, they got 5 wins, but every game has been somewhat close, or they haven't put away the opponent when they should have dominated. Like, you know, it feels disappointing, and at the same time, this team could be dominating even more. Yet they don't put it together for 4 quarters. They play good for 3 and try to live off that. So, yes, did the Raiders win? Yes, they got a big win. We'll take it 5-4 at this point. Now you don't have to worry too much about the scoreboard watching. I mean, if everything goes right, the Raiders could very well be a playoff team and a wild card team if everything goes correct. Now, you're at the point where you don't try to obsess with scoreboards and just worry about yourself. You look at the 7 games left on schedule. It's easy to look ahead. You see a lot of weak opponents like the Jets, the Bengals. And then you have the mediocre pack. I mean, the Raiders are still part of the pack, in my opinion. Right now, they're trying to separate themselves. They barely beat the Chargers, and we know they're going through their own problems. But there's still a little bit of ways to go before this Raiders team's got to separate themselves. Because right now in the AFC, you got the Patriots at the very top. Then you have the Chiefs and Ravens who are right in the middle. And everybody else, they're just right in the pack. Or they're a group you don't trust. And everyone's had these close games. Nobody is impressive. Even the Buffalo Bills. I don't think they're as good as their record is. So the weakness of the AFC right now is probably what's helping the Raiders stay into this hunt. As of right now, this is still a very mediocre type of team. I need to see more. Now, if they don't win by 2 possessions against the Bengals at minimum, I'll be very, very disappointed. The Bengals, as we know, are not very good. They're in tank mode. The Raiders needed to put a complete game together where they play the full 60 minutes and dominate. I want to see one of those. They haven't had one of those in a year or so now. So, can the Raiders do it? Sure. But, you know, things have been stranger, and you don't want to get caught overlooking your opponent. Ask the Dallas Cowboys. They've been playing to the level of their opponent quite a few times this year. They pulled away late. But if anyone remembers, they lost to the New York Jets for no reason. Just, they overlooked them. They can say all the fluff they want. The Raiders can say all the things they want the few days. It doesn't really matter until actions on the field will speak for itself. So, who knows what y'all thought of this game? I mean, Derek Carr was average, I'd say, but a lot of that has to do with the coaching staff and play calling more than Derek Carr himself. I mean, he made the plays when he needed to. I just wish they could have dominated the opponent, but it is what it is. The Chargers, as I said, they're not bad, they're not good, they're right in the middle. And it really did show in this game. There's two teams that are very average trying to claw and scratch their way to a win. So I'm not going to overall complain too much. I just wish I could see more domination, not just barely pulling these wins. See you guys later. Hey, this team's right in the hunt. I'm not exactly cheering or excited yet, but it is good to know that this team is not some laughingstock or some joke. They're just right in the middle. They're still going through those phases of trying to get better and going through the rebuild work phase. So let me know what you all thought of this game. I still think there's a lot of flaws, but the pass rush did its job. See you guys later.